The Galaxy S10 looks like it's going to be an amazing device, but I don't think it's going to sell very well. Let's talk about why. What's going on? Mitesh here with MTech, and I know some of you are already reaching for that dislike button, but just hear me out. I think the Galaxy S10 is going to be a fantastic device because, let's face it, Samsung knows how to make some great devices, and this year they've really taken it up a notch. But here's the thing, I just don't think they're going to be able to do enough to convince anybody with a Galaxy S8 or S9 or even an iPhone to switch over and buy an S10. Like, nobody is going to be like, I need to have this right now. Now, when I say nobody, I do mean the average consumer nobody. I know all of you guys that love Samsung, that love their phones, that love technology are gonna definitely consider buying a Galaxy S9 or S10. But, you know, the average consumer, who is most people, are not going to buy this phone. So there's a couple of reasons why people are not going to be buying these phones, and first of all is the design. So the Galaxy S10 has a new design, unlike the Galaxy S8 and S9, because they pretty much look the same. The Galaxy S10 has a new hole punch design, or what they're calling Infinity O display, where rather than having a notch, you're going to have a little cutout for the cameras to see you. So on your display, you're going to have very thin bezels at the top and bottom, and obviously very tiny bezels at the sides because it's going to curve in, but you're going to have a little cutout for the camera. Now, some people really like this design, some people really hate this design. I don't care. It basically is just a notch, but they're not calling it a notch because, let's face it, those pixels that are above the camera, you're never going to use those. Those pixels that are to the right of the camera, you're never going to use those. So I don't know why they're not just going with a notch design, but it's cool. I like, when people do different designs, so it's cool with me. I just don't think it's enough of a difference. I think when the average consumer sees the Galaxy S10 in pictures and stuff, and then they look down and they see their Galaxy S8, they're just going to think the Galaxy S8 is good enough because it is a great design. So I think Samsung has kind of dug their own hole when it comes to, designs for smartphones. I think they nailed it with the S8 and S9. So yeah, I just don't know that the S10 is doing enough to convince people to buy it. And the design is the first thing that the average consumer is going to look at because that's the thing that you can see. Now, there are, of course, going to be other benefits like having performance improvements, but I think people are generally happy with how their phones are performing right now. Aside from battery life is something that obviously degrades over time, and somebody with a Galaxy S8 may not love their battery life right now, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to convince them to switch over. Now, another major selling point for smartphones is their cameras, but the smartphone camera game has not improved that much over the last couple of years. So the Pixel 2 camera is almost as good as the Pixel 3 camera, and the Galaxy S9 camera is going to be almost as good as the Galaxy S10. They are introducing some new features, and especially the Galaxy S10 Plus will have a total of 6 cameras, 4 in the rear, 2 in the front. So they're going to give you a lot of different options, but I think most consumers, they don't care about the number of cameras you have on your smartphone. They just care about taking good pictures, and Galaxy S9 already takes some pretty great pictures. So the Galaxy S10 improving that much more on it is not going to really convince anybody to go out and buy a new phone. Even the Galaxy S8 still takes some really nice pictures. Now, people that are super enthusiastic about photography like me and others are definitely going to be interested in this because, getting all those different focal points in those cameras. So there's a red normal one, ultra wide, and telephoto, and then the fourth one is just for depth sensing, which they could have just had 3 and it would have been fine. Those 3 cameras are going to give you some great options for getting the right composition for your photos, and actually, if you're really creative, will help you really branch out. But for most people, they don't care. They just want a good camera. And fact is, Galaxy S9 has a great camera. The Galaxy S8 has a great camera still. Things haven't improved that much. So that's another major selling point where I just don't think people are going to feel the need to upgrade. So those are the 2 main reasons I think people aren't going to upgrade. But the third one is the price. The price has gone up over the years. So this year, there's actually going to be 3 different models of the Galaxy S10 because the Galaxy S10 is going to be actually pretty expensive. They're actually going to have a cheaper version called the Galaxy S10 Lite. I really hope they pick a different name, but right now that's what everybody's calling it. And then they have the Galaxy S10 Plus. All of their prices is going to be pretty expensive, so that, when a normal average consumer looks at their smartphone and, sees the price tag on those, they're going to be like, nah, I'll just stick with this for another year, and hopefully something better will have come out by then. So that's just it. Right now, the smartphone game is at a place where every year you cannot get these ridiculous leaps anymore. So people are just holding onto their phones a little bit longer, making them work until there is actually enough of a change where they feel like they need to upgrade. Even Apple, whose fans are notorious for not really caring about the price, are slowing down on the upgrade cycle. They're not getting a new smartphone every single year. People are still holding on to the iPhone 6s, iPhone 7s, and yeah, that's gonna be the case with Samsung phones because they're getting good enough to where you can just hold on to them for a couple years. Now, Android, of course, you're not getting the latest updates, but I don't think most consumers care, so that is where we are. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you guys agree with me that the Galaxy S10 is not going to sell as well? Or do you guys disagree and think it's going to sell like crazy? If you disagree with me that the cutout is different from the notch, let me know down in the comments below. But with that, that's pretty much all I have for you guys in this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!